Last topic. I'm totally lost here. I have no idea.
Okay. The future of the library.
Future of the library. Where's it all headed? What happened
to
Mount A? I guess that was news or something.
It was just news.
It was just news. Okay. Future of the library. Where's it all headed? So let's just bring this quickly up to speed because we're running out of time. We are now in a situation where Jackson County has absolutely no plan for reopening their libraries, and what are they going to do? The funding is done. It seems like O&C funding at the government level or the federal level is in some trouble. So Ashland-only solution has become the top thing, at least for Ashlanders. Are we going to open just our library? And as of just this week, the city council is making a clear plan for how they're going to do that. They're going to basically revisit the levy that that the county failed, but the city would have approved. They're lowering it by about 8 cents per thousand and bringing it back to the city of Ashland saying, vote for this, you voted for the last one. We've already started to see the comments saying, whoa, I voted for a county-wide solution, a shared responsibility. I don't know that I want to vote for an Ashland-only tax. It's already going to be more difficult.
They don't want to shoulder that much of the burden.
Well, but the argument is simply, you already said you'd shoulder 66 cents per thousand. Now this is only 58 cents. What do you care what you get? But I understand, if 73% have voted for the last levy, surely 50 or some will vote for this next one. It's cheaper. But
yeah. Or it's also easier to vote for it when you know it's going to fail anyway. So
there's a question.
So Ashland look good. And
the one thing I'm pretty confident
artificially.
This is not going to be an easy one. This is not going to be as easy pass as people think. What I'm wondering, I mean, is this the issue where we just say, you know what, this is just important enough. Damn the cost. Open it up. Because that's what the council is basically
That's the question.
saying. Right?
And anyone who doesn't say that's going to get skewered.
Right.
So we say that, right?
Isn't there always a monetary threshold at a certain point? People will say, yes, we want all of this, but we won't pay this amount for it. So it's just like shopping. You go in, you see something you like, you look at the price. I'm not willing to pay this. Everybody wants the library, but are you willing to pony up how much it's going to cost? And I'm thinking, why tax those folks that don't want to participate in a $1.2 million a year library operating cost? Why tax those folks? Why not get all the folks that are so interested in opening this library at all costs and have them pony up money on a volunteer basis? Why not start there?
Because there we know that won't happen. Here, I'm going to get my crystal ball.
So you're telling me, that these folks
getting my crystal ball.
will not volunteer the money that they say that.
I'm telling you, this is how it's going to go and how I want to challenge it. Okay. I think it's going to go exactly as they expect. They're going to put the levy out. They're going to say, we're going to tax people, and they're going to pass it. And as it gets closer and closer to that tax, we're going to see they are in trouble. Now, I don't know if it's going to fail or not, but they will not get 73%. Here's where I think we need to be. I think it's a losing fight. That's decided. The council is not open to suggestions on this. They're going to re-tax it. They want to reopen it, and they think they've got the support. That is the most difficult time to get anything done, is when people think they're in the right. What I think needs to happen is how do we do something that's going to make this library a success? Who's going to run it? What kind of creative solutions are out there? Let's see that budget. Can we cut it? Can we use volunteers? Do you want the city council running your library?
Pushing forward
Instead of just blindly pushing it forward, let's just assume it's going to pass. If it doesn't, I think it's going to be a harder way to go. But let's instead talk about, how does this thing really run efficiently so it is truly what the library is supposed to be in our community?
That is the hard path, though. It's much easier to just say, let's do it. We want it. We support it.
And then we just turn it over to the city council to run? And the city council,
I don't think
that's not what I want.
Or it doesn't get passed.
But what about a truly, here's what I say. It starts with the city council meeting on Tuesday night. Everybody that's supposedly this 73%, including the kids that don't vote, need to go to the city council. They need to take their 3 minutes, and they need to say why they want the library, what they're looking for, and they need to say, you know what, and in fact, we want this to be a truly community-run thing. We want a library commission formed, elected officials, student representatives, since they're the ones that are running it, and we don't want the city council.
You want bureaucracy?
I want community involvement.
Another Mount Ashland association.
Another Mount Ashland association. Perfect.
How much does that cost?
It'll be less. That a group that is dedicated towards the political funding, to lobbying in D.C., to working on a long-term solution.
They got the infrastructure in place. The Friends of the Library are...
Hey, guys, You don't need to go to the city council to do that. The community can form its own little group. We can meet anywhere we want. We can hold a forum. We can come up with creative ideas, and then we can march in there and say, here's what the community wants, since you guys don't know what the community wants.
Honestly, I just see this becoming a money issue. It's going to be a tax fight vote, and by the time we get done, win or lose, you're going to have a divided community yet again. I'd like to see a different approach. I'd like to see it be, hey, we're going to form a nonprofit, we're going to form a commission, we're going to form something else, elected, democracy, students involved, users involved, doing the whole gamut. Not just about we're going to spend $1.2 million.
And you get people to pony up the donations.
Well, if that helps and that cuts the property taxes far out. I would rather have people who are intricately involved, have board members. I mean, look at the money that this town gives to things like the YMCA and to all these different. Yeah. There is plenty of altruism in this town behind a certain thing. If the library's got it, then let's get the positive energy going that way. Take it out of that political arena. Exactly. Let that vote go through, but let it go through with the stamp of the community on it. I just don't trust the government to get it done. I think the people need to get it done.
I agree.
All right.